This is John Black here. I'm going to go over my organic uh, lab. Now this first scene, because the volume is so low, I'm going to just tell you what it is. It's an incubation chamber. You know, you'd hang a curtain at the bottom there and you stick your hands into the box, and the top of the box has an angled piece of plastic like a sneeze guard on a, you know, like a buffet or something. That way you can sterilize everything and you can work close to your petri dish, but not actually be breathing on it, contaminating stuff. You know what I mean? Um, I have made transition rooms. I've made incubation chambers. You know, walk-in transition rooms and walk-in incubation chambers. It's hard to keep contamination out. I mean, I had a transition room the size of a telephone booth. It was all plastic up. I would be all suited up in plastic like I was, you know, on a movie, you know, trying to not contaminate anything. I had rubber gloves. I'd tape them. I'd put plastic on my shoes and tape them up. You know, I had a whole suit, a hat, everything. I'd, you know, breathing thing. And I'd walk into the telephone-sized transition room. I would spray it with Clorox all over myself and the air and everything. Then I would, you know, after I closed it up, then I would open up the door to the incubation room. You know what I mean? I'd leave the transition room. The incubation room was bigger, probably maybe 10 by 10 foot, and or maybe 5 by 5 foot, I guess. I'd go in there, I'd close the door, you know, the plastic, you know, strap it down. I'd spray all the air, spray myself and everything in there with Clorox, and it would still have contamination. I don't know how the contamination could even get in there. The whole room would be plastic and taped up and sprayed many times with Clorox all over the place, not just the air, but the plastic itself, everything. So anyways, here's the small incubation chamber that I made. Check it out. The reason it don't slide off is because of this board right here. Clips onto the back or whatever. Yeah. This one came off. You can see it has this plexiglass on it. You can stick your hands in here. I had this blocked off with like a curtain, and I could put my gloves in, you know, that were sterilized, and do whatever on the inside here. This used to be clean. It's all dirty. Yeah. You can see, let me see up inside that way. See, and you got the plexiglass. It's all, it's like what do you call it? A sneeze guard on a salad board, you know? This here you can see inside, or you used to be able to see inside, and get your face close up there without worrying about breathing on all your stuff, contaminating everything, you know? And you only have this opening. I sealed with caulking all around inside, and then you can spray it with Clorox, you know, clean it up or whatever. I mean, it's too dirty now. I wouldn't even, I'm just going to throw it away. Sorry about the audio difference. Every time I use that laptop to go mobile, I don't know why it doesn't pick up the volume as good as it does on this regular computer. But anyways, here's a couple other things. Here's an inoculation loop. I don't know if you can see it on there. See it? It's just a hook that's attached to this handle. It's for inoculating stuff. Like, let's say I'm going to grow a fungus. I get, you know, my dish here, my petri dish, and I got some agar, right? Agar is just a powder. You add it to water. You know, you got to sterilize everything. The way you sterilize stuff is with an autoclave. An autoclave is just basically a pressure cooker. Here I have this top lid. I must have thrown away the bottom because I was trying to throw a lot of crap out and stop being a hoarder. So I think I threw the bottom out. I still got this one, and you know, you got your gasket and that. Put it on. You put your stuff in there, and you put so much water up. You know, you don't want it to be full up, so your bottles are getting thrown around. If you want to put some water in there, then you put anything that you're going to use, like your petri dish or this loop or whatever. Well, I wouldn't put this loop in. I'd just burn it with some alcohol. But you put it in there, including the agar. You put this in some water, throw it in here and sterilize it before you pour it into your petri dish, right? And that's what the food. That's the food for the stuff you're going to grow, whether it's bacteria or, in this case, we're saying spores or fungus. Now here I have some spores in here, but I don't want to open it because contamination is whatever. But if you grow mushrooms or whatever, you can take the cap off. You put the cap on a piece of paper, right? And the cap would be like right here, and then you just smash it, and the black little spores will come off onto the paper, right? Then you fold your paper up and you can store it, put it in a plastic bag or whatever. Even though these are for what do you call them, the psychedelic mushrooms, it's actually legal to have the spores. It's legal to buy them, although I don't know about now. We're talking, 30 years ago, 20 years ago, or whatever. So I don't know if things change, you know what I'm saying? But it used to be that you can actually grow the fungus as long as they didn't have sex. Once they start having sex and it turns into that like twine almost, string twine, then it's illegal because now the fungus is starting to grow the psychedelic drug, and that's what makes it illegal. They may have changed this law, and now it's illegal for whatever, but it used to be you could just buy spores, especially with the internet today. I'm sure you can buy them wherever. But you can do other stuff too. You can cough on it, try to grow other funguses, other bacteria, other molds. I only did this for about a year or something, you know what I mean? I'm not really into biology. I tried to get into it. I outlined a book or whatever about biology, and I was, it's just not as fun or whatever. But I just wanted to show you some of the stuff I had. Here I got it all dusty, but inside here is a whole bunch of petri dishes. I don't know if you can see them. They're plastic disposable ones. They're not like this glass one is nice. I like that. Plus you can use it as like a crystallizing dish or something. You know what I'm saying? But that's about the extent of my organic lab. As you can see, everything's dusty and dirty. I haven't used it in decades. But something to look at. Plus I'm putting everything into storage or whatever, so I figured I'd do a video on it. Anyways, you all have a great day, and always remember, science is great.